I don't think we within the Yu-Gi-Oh community talk enough about how Seto Kaiba was low-key just kind of flexing when he made the rules for Battle City. Because what was the main rule going from Duelist Kingdom to Battle City? Tribute summoning. Back during Duelist Kingdom, you didn't have to do it. With a few exceptions, you could just slap your strong monsters right onto the board. And it made sense as a balancing mechanic because it made all those low-level monsters more viable. Logically, if you didn't have like a theme and specific strategy for your deck, why was anybody playing them? But for Kaiba, that is a huge detriment to his deck. He played a lot of high-level monsters, and especially we know of at least 3 that he definitely wasn't going to ditch, being his 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. He was going to continue using all of them. And he specifically made them cost 2 tributes. He actively crippled his ace monster, made it much harder for him to use, even though he had other methods of getting them out easier, like Lord of Dragons and Flute of Summoning Dragon. It's still harder than where it was back during Duelist Kingdom, where he could just drop it right onto the board. And he still played a lot of other tribute monsters. But then what's the other main rule of Battle City? Fusion monsters cannot attack the turn they are fusion summoning. That is a rule that didn't persist. It was just exclusive to Battle City. And it also heavily affected Kaiba because we know he plays a few fusion monsters and some pretty good ones. I don't think he uses Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon in Battle City. I think that's just in the Virtual World arc, which is filler. But at the very least, he's got his Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, his best card before he gets Obelisk. And I would say potentially still his ultimate win condition even after he gets Obelisk. It was his final move in his duel against Yugi. And he made it harder for him to use again. So Kaiba actively took his best cards and crippled them, almost sending a message to every other duelist that I can introduce rules that actively make my strategy harder to play. And I will still beat everybody here. Nobody will be able to defeat me. And he was almost right. The only person who was able to defeat him was Yugi, the king of games himself. Everybody else who even got close was cheating in some way, and I would count that with the Shizu because she is actively looking into the future as they duel to counter Kaiba's cards as he's playing them. So yeah, I just think it's crazy that Kaiba introduced rules that made it actively harder for him to play and still did as well as he did in the Battle City tournament. It is an absolute flex and part of the reason that I love Kaiba so freaking much.